Hi, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Facebook, welcome to Southern Makes Live. I am going to be pouring on a Texas shape tonight. I've already prepped my board. And before I do that, I'm going to kind of show you some other things before we get started on pouring on the board. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes to make sure everybody comes on live with me. Hi, Beverly. How are you? Thanks for watching. And if you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to give it a few minutes just to see if I have any livers tonight. Okay, so I hope everyone is having a good Thursday. I had a good Thursday. I had a good day today. I went to a tea room with my mom and some friends of mine, and we just had the best time. It's located inside an antique mall, so we got to go looking at some of the antiques that they have there, and we had a good time. All right, so before I get started, let me show you the coasters. These are the ones that I did in my video the other day. Hey, Beverly, I'm so glad you get to join me live. These are the coasters that I did the other day, and they're already epoxied. So they already have that shiny look on them, and I can sell them this way, or I can actually monogram them. I can put any kind of word saying anything on the front of them, or they can just be sold this way. And the reason I wanted to show you, I wanted to go live and kind of go over a couple of things with you is because I learned a couple of things with my coasters, how to improve several things. And right now I'm just picking off a piece of epoxy from the back. It's still soft enough so I can do that. So, okay, so I learned a couple of things. So when you are working with epoxy or paint, normally I have my pieces that sit up on a riser, and this is my riser, a mason jar lid. And I use that to rise it off the table surface so that when everything is dripping, it's not going to spread out this way, kind of like this did right here. It's not going to spread out like that. And then I have this whole big pour, this puddle that I have to peel off the bottom. So that's why I put it on the riser. However, when I get done doing my alcohol inks, which that's what this one is, alcohol inks, or let's just say I did an acrylic dirty pour on this. Hey, Kim, thanks for watching. Now what I think I'm going to do going forward is after I'm done making it pretty, I'm going to swipe the bottom of it and get all the drips off. And then I'm going to place it flat on parchment paper, not parchment paper, but the freezer paper. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This right here. This is what I use, the Reynolds freezer paper with the shiny side up. So that way I won't have drips. Now, this one turned out really pretty. This one had drips on it. So what I did today, I epoxied this one yesterday. And so this morning when I got up, I came into the dirty pour room, and I turned it upside down just like this, and I heated those drips with my heat gun. And then I took a knife and I was able just to slice them right off. But I don't want to have to do that anymore. So from now on, I think I'm going to just lay them flat on the freezer paper. And that way I won't have to deal with the drips. But if you ever do have drips, just know that you can actually, the very next day when it's still soft, you can heat it up a little bit and then you can shave them off with a knife. All right, so after I get done and I've epoxied them and all of that, there's a couple of ways you can finish them off. This one is for Kim. Those of you that know Kim Fenn, she goes to our church. Hey, Diana, thanks for watching. She made this one when she came out for a class with her daughter, Hannah, and it had a smudge in it. So I had to re-epoxy over it, which is fine. There's a couple ways you can finish off the back of them. You can put a full piece of cork on the back of them. You can put a full square piece of felt on the back, or you can pick up these inexpensive little tabs at the Dollar Tree and you can stick those on the back of them as well. If you want to, you can paint the back of it if you wanted to, or you can just leave it white just like it is. It's totally up to you. It's a matter of preference. Hi, Deb. How are you doing? Thanks for watching. And so this one has her, I wrote her name on it, on the back of it, because if I don't write the names on the back of these, I forget who came out, whose belongs to who. I have so many that are in my drying station right now, and I just like to remember who they belong to. Okay, so this was another one that I did the other day. I was kind of afraid. This one was with alcohol inks, and I was kind of afraid that the alcohol inks would kind of smear on the top, and they didn't, which is kind of cool. It's got a lot of really soft, pretty lines, and I like the way that that turned out. Okay, this is the one, if you watched my video the other day, I was showing you how I epoxy my dirty pours. This is one that that my grandson did, and kids love doing dirty pours. I mean, it's so much fun. They really get into it, and he gets into it. And he is so good. When I go live with him and he's on YouTube with me, I mean, he is just like a natural. He'll ask people to subscribe and hit the little bell on my YouTube channel. And it's just the cutest thing ever. He's so cute. But he did this one, and I had not epoxied it yet. So I finally got around to epoxying it. And so it gives it a really pretty glassy finish on it. And it turned out really good. He really did a good job. This was his dirty pour. So I just wanted to show you that one. And I think the other day I was showing y'all how to tape off the back so you don't have the drips. You can do that with your coasters as well. You can tape off the back of the coasters, and so that way the drips won't get on the tile. But I just wanted to show you this one. This one is all done. And he just does a good job. Hey, Bunny, thanks for watching. All right, so I'm going to set that one aside. Okay, these, you're probably wondering what in the world are those. These were ugly bangle bracelets that I purchased online. And at the time, I was hoping that I could sell them, but they didn't sell. And the more I had them, the uglier they got. I had tried to dirty pour on one of them this past fall, and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So they are now my risers for my dirty pours. So now that becomes my platform. Okay, so tonight I am going to dirty pour. If he doesn't want it, I'll buy it. Oh, that one, you know what? I'll let him know. I'll give him the option, Diana, if he wants to keep it or if he wants to sell it. He did such a cool job on it. I love the way it turned out. So I'm going to dirty pour on a Texas shape tonight, Diana. And I'm using, she purchased one. Diana's watching right now, and she purchased one of them. My very first Texas pour, I called it Big Tex, and I hated to see it go, but I was happy to sell it to her. So I'll let him know, Diana, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've already prepped my board. This is just MDF board, and I've already painted it with a flat paint, and I'm going to be using metallic colors tonight. So I'm really into the metallic colors right now, and so I've got Deco Art Royal Ruby that I'm going to be using. I've got to show it in both videos. So I'm filming live on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you're watching me on YouTube, check out my Facebook group. It's called Southern Makes VIP, All Things Crafty. And if you're watching me on Facebook, please go check out my YouTube channel. It is also called Southern Makes All Things Crafty on YouTube. And I'm trying to get my subscribers up. If you go there, just click on the subscribe button and then also click on the bell, and that way you'll get notifications sent to you whenever I do a live video. I don't always do dirty pouring. Sometimes I do jewelry making. I was supposed to do glitter tumblers a couple weeks ago, but my schedule got all turned around and I didn't get a chance to do it. I am going to be experimenting with these little saucers that I picked up, and I'm going to upcycle it, and it's going to be a jewelry holder for rings. This is going to be attached, but I'm a dirty pour on here. And so that's one of my projects that are coming up. I'll have to let you know how it turns out. Okay, so my other color, I'm going to use Folk Art Color Shift, and this is Black Flash. Black Flash. And then this one is Deco Art Metallics Venetian Gold. I'm using all metallics except for this one color. This is going to be Deco Art, and it's Bluegrass Green. So this is start to finish. So if you've never watched me before and you're like, what does this crazy lady Patty do? You're going to get to watch it start to finish. So to start off, we have to mix up our colors. And we've got 4 colors. I'm not going to use any white. You know what? I might use a little bit of white. I think I am. I'm going to use the pearl white. The metallic pearl white by Anita's All Purpose. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one in there too. And I'll be using Floetrol. And I'm going to put some drops of silicone oil. You get the silicone oil in what I call the man department at Walmart, where all the tools and things that men like to buy. I like to buy them too, but they cater towards men at Walmart. And so in the man department, you can find this on the shelf. It's a 3-in-1 silicone oil, and I'll be putting that in some of the colors. Diana says, is the camera flipped, or is the turquoise color on the wrong side of the Texas? Oh, no, the camera is flipped. Yeah, camera's flipped. So this is the right side. Jana, good question, though. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for watching. All right, so like I was saying, if you've never watched what this crazy lady Patty does, it's called dirty pouring. And we're going to start mixing the paint. So the first thing I have to do is put Floetrol in my cups. And then I'm going to mix paint in there. And then I'm going to create a dirty cup. And then I'm going to flip it onto the Texas, and we're going to watch the magic happen. So you'll want to stay tuned till the end of the video, because that is the fun part of dirty pouring, is once you got it all mixed up and you're ready to go and you start to flip the cup, the anticipation is there, and then you get to see the paints react with each other. And it just, sometimes it turns out really gorgeous and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to try to make it turn out really gorgeous for y'all. Okay, so I'm going to fill these cups about halfway. I want to be able to cover the whole surface, and I might even fill them up more. There are charts out there. If you start doing this, there are charts out there that you can go by that will tell you how much paint you need, depending on the size of the surface you have. Oh, did y'all see that big booger? That is called a booger, a Floetrol booger, and we can't have that. So, oh yeah, look at that. That's nasty. Take that out. Okay, let me put some more in this cup. I usually have a net over this to catch those boogers. There's another one. Look at that. Ugh, so nasty. But I'd rather catch it now than later. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. All right, let me put this down. And then I'm going to start putting the paints in there and mixing them up really good. Hi, Diane Rozier. Thanks for watching. I know Diane from years and years and years ago. When we both lived, well, she still lives there, but we used to live in Baytown, Texas. And hold your ears. And we went to the same church. I need to put my paper down. So I'm going to try to move everything so I can get that down. And I'm going to get rid of these boogers. All right, if you haven't been out here and poured with me, it is definitely a fun experience. I offer classes here at my home. And I'm also looking for hostesses to host pouring parties at their home. So you invite the people. I create a Facebook event online, and you invite the people through the Facebook event, and I bring all the supplies, and they pay a fee. Each person pays a fee. If you have 6 people, not including yourself, that commit to coming to your pouring party, then your fee is free. So you would basically get a free class just for having 6 friends over, 6 or more. And so I would love to start filling up my calendar, and it doesn't have to be a huge party, but if you get at least 6 people to come to your party, not including yourself, then your pouring class fee is waived. So if y'all are interested, please private message me. I did a couples pour here back in February, and that was a lot of fun. Fur and her husband came out, and we did a couples pour. I'm trying to get Pastor and Susan to come out for a couples pour, and I will just be tickled pink. Susan says she's going to talk to Pastor and see if they can squeeze it in their schedule. So I'm trying to get different guests here out to the house for classes, and so I'm really excited about it. But I hope they come out. I think it'll be fun to pour with them. It's very relaxing. It's very therapeutic. If you've had a stressful day, it's so nice to just kind of let your creative juices get to flowing, and it's very relaxing. So if you've been to one of my classes or you have poured with me, comment below and let me know if you have been out here to pour. Tell us what your experience was like, because for me, it was wonderful. I have fun. I love pouring with people, and I love teaching dirty pouring. So let me know. Drop the comments below. All right, so first things first is we need to make sure that our surface is level, and I have a feeling it is not. Oh, it is. Okay, it looks really good. I'm not going to touch it. Normally, if I have to, I'll stick a popsicle stick under something to make it more level. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for joining. But I don't have to do that. I put my level on there, and it's level. So, okay, we're going to start mixing the colors in here, and I'm going to just do one at a time. White is going to be first. Did everybody have a good day today? I got to go to a tea room. If you live in Arlington area, and if you've ever been to the tea room at the one on Montgomery in the Antique Mall, has anyone been to that? I went to that today with a few friends and my mom, and we had a really good time. The food is so good there. And I love looking at all the antiques too. It's a lot of fun. All right, I'm just adding my colors. I'm going to add the silicone oil to some of the colors. Oh, this one hasn't even been opened yet. So let's open this. Of course, I always add glitter. And I will do that at the end. Sometimes I don't do it until I epoxy the piece, but glitter always makes it look really pretty. Okay, so this one is Royal Ruby. Ouch, that hurts. Here's another one that I have not opened yet. And this color is called Venetian Gold. Oops, this one. And then the turquoise. I really don't need that much turquoise because I'm not going to put the turquoise in until the end. So I'm going to divvy this out. That's a good amount. All right, let me put some turquoise in here. I'm trying to keep up with comments. If you're just joining and you haven't gone to my YouTube channel, I'm also filming live on YouTube as well. So go check out my YouTube channel. I have about, I think this is video number 19 that I've done. Most of the videos are people that have come out for a class. So it's a lot of fun to watch. But hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell and you'll get notifications when I'm going to be going live. I try to post it on Southern Makes when I'm going to be live, but I don't always get around to it. So that's a good way to get a notification. All right, that turquoise color is really pretty. Look at that. And it's got good consistency. It's not too thick. Looks really good. You can also do this with epoxy. You would mix the paint colors in the epoxy, and when it dried, it would already have the shiny finish. But I wanted to try to get some cells going, so I decided to just do it with Floetrol and the paints. All right, so when you're mixing a color, when you're stirring up your colors, sometimes you'll start stirring and you'll go, oh, did I even put paint in here? Because it's not stirring really well. It's not mixing really well. So you just have to make sure that you are stirring good, scraping the sides, scraping the bottom, and just getting a good stir. All right, this is the gold. So it's got good consistencies too. I like that. This one I think is the ruby red. Yeah, see, it's not even mixing yet. I still am seeing white. There, now it's mixing. So it takes several stirs before it actually starts mixing. Hi, Norma. Thanks for watching. Oh, let me send my son a quick message there. Sorry about that. There was a disconnect there. My youngest son is calling me. I had this automatic message on my phone that I typed in, and it says, I can't answer the phone right now. I'm covered in glitter. So I just sent that one to him. He probably figures I'm doing a live video, though. All right. This one, the ruby red, I'm going to add some more color because it's a little bit muted. It says ruby red, but it kind of looks copper. There. The color's coming through a little bit more. And don't be afraid to mix your colors too. If you're trying to get a darker color, you know, like if I wanted this turquoise to be darker, you can add in other darker turquoise or even navy. You could add navy in there to make it a little bit darker. So play with your colors too. This is beautiful. I like this color. Oh, did you see that? I need a cup just for boogers. That's a Floetrol booger. Oh, wow. This color is really pretty. Okay. And then the next color was the black gray color. So what did y'all do today? Hi, Lori. Thanks for watching. If y'all are putting comments on Facebook, I can't. They're a little bit delayed. So it's nice when y'all comment, though, because I feel like I can actually have conversation with y'all, and it's not just me talking the whole time. I hope this turns out pretty. I have a technique that I'm going to use, and I just kind of accidentally discovered it when Mary Lena, some of y'all know her from church, Mary Lena and her daughter, Bethany, came out to do a class, and I saved my turquoise until the very end on the Dirty Cup, and I loved what it did. So I'm going to try that again this time. All right, this color is looking really pretty too. These are color shift metallics. That looks really good. And then my white. The trick about white is you can't tell if you're getting a good mix. So you just have to really stir and stir and stir. Now I put white in here, but because the Floetrol is white, it's hard to tell. Diane says, I slept today because I work nights. We finally had some sunshine Monday and Tuesday, but it is back to drizzle today. Oh, one of those days, huh? Where the weather just makes you want to sleep. Diane is a, what is the correct title, Diane? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Tell us the correct title that you hold at your job. I'll slaughter it if I try. You have a very stressful job, I know. Okay, so I think the white is mixed really good. All right, so now for the silicone. 911 dispatcher. Okay, yeah. She is a 911 dispatcher. I bet you hear all kind of things on that 911 line. All right, so I'm going to put it in all of the colors except for the white. The silicone, it comes out really fast, and you only need a couple of drips. So it's a twist and turn type of cap. So hopefully I won't put too much in here. You hardly even squeeze the bottle. If you just let gravity let it flow out, then you'll be okay. But once you put pressure on it to squeeze it out, that's when you're gonna get too much. So I just put like 3 drops. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give that a quick stir clockwise and counterclockwise. Clockwise and counterclockwise just to get it mixed in there really good. It's an oil. Ooh. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to let y'all know if you stay to the end of the video to watch this, because we're almost to the part where I'm going to pour on it, and you like the way it turned out. If I were you, I would just go ahead and claim it if you're interested in purchasing it, because I cannot recreate it. You can never, ever, 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 ever recreate a piece of art when it comes to acrylic pouring. You just can't duplicate it. So I like to tell my livers that if you like what you see and you're interested in purchasing it, then go ahead and claim it because I can't recreate it. I can always recreate the colors, but the design will not ever, ever, ever come out the same. So I'm just letting you know. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I need a bigger size cup than what I have. So let me grab that really quick. I think I'm going to use this fat one right here. And this is just one of those cheap party cups that you can get actually at Dollar Tree is where I think I got this where they have all the party supplies. I think that should give us enough paint to color the whole thing. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry. But I think it will give us enough paint. Okay, so what you do is I'm going to pour the white in first, and then I'm going to pour the other ones in. I'll do white, the ruby red, which looks like a copper, the black, which looks like a dark gray, and the gold. And then I'm going to save the turquoise until the very end. Okay. The weatherman was saying last week that we had 5 or 6 days of sunshine in February. It was pretty miserable. Wow. That is crazy. Our weather is crazy here too, Diane, where I live. Today it was like 70 something, and like 2 days ago it was like 20 something. So we've got some crazy weather here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make my dirty cup, and then I'm going to flip it, and we're going to see what happens. So first I start out with white, and I pour enough to wet the bottom, the whole bottom of the cup. And then I'm going to go with ruby. Now, when you're pouring this into the cup, there's several ways you can do it. And how you do it will determine how it's going to look as it pours out of your dirty cup. The higher you go with your pour, the deeper it's going to penetrate the paint that's already in the cup. Hi, Heather. This is the first video I've watched of you pouring. What is a strategy of putting the colors in first versus last? Okay, so the last, I'm pouring the turquoise up high at the very end, and it's going to penetrate through all the layers. But it should be the last color that comes out. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. This is only the second time that I'm going to do it this way, so we'll wait and see. Okay, so the higher you go up, it penetrates through all the layers below. If you pour it down low like I just did, then the paint will stay on the surface. You can drizzle it in there. You can just pour it in one spot, or you can pour it over on the edge, and that creates a different look too. So, okay, I poured that one in there, and then I'm going to go with this blackish gray color. And sometimes you'll see me just start low and then come down high. This next one, I'll drizzle it so y'all can see that. Does everybody have a good view? I hope you have a good view. If you don't have a good view, please let me know. All right, so the gold, you can also just drizzle it in the cup like this, where you just kind of move it around as you're pouring. And I'm going to skip this turquoise, and then I'm going to go back to white. And I'm just going to keep on doing this. White, the ruby red, the blackish gray. I can already see it selling up inside the cup. That means that the oil is reacting with the Floetrol and the paint colors, which is really cool to watch. The gold, I'm going to skip turquoise. Put some white, and then I just go back down the line again. And you don't have to do it this way. It's really however you want to do it. This is just kind of my style. You don't have to stay in any kind of order. My brain just works that way. Oops, I think there was a booger that just fell in there. Hi, Marilena. We were talking about you earlier. I'm so glad you joined. It was all good, I promise. Right, y'all? All right, so I'm going to start back over with white. White is your heaviest color. It's always going to sink to the bottom. That's why most pours will start out with white because it's going to sink to the bottom anyways. I have a picture in my brain of how I would love for it to look. It does not always work that way, does it, Marilena? Marilena came out, y'all, and it was her first time pouring, and her and her daughter, and she did a pour. And I mean, I'm just going to be honest, and she'll agree with me that it just didn't turn out the way we thought it would. And oh, I don't know what color I stopped on. I think I'm on rose. And so we looked at it and we looked at it. Hi, Kaylee. My daughter's on. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Minerva. How are you, Minerva? And it just didn't turn out right. We were not happy with it at all. And sometimes that happens. And so I told Marilena, I said, you know what? Let's just pour over it. We're just going to pour right over it. And we did. And y'all, her piece turned out amazing. And we actually used this technique, holding the turquoise to the last on her piece. And if y'all remind me, Marilena, if you're still watching me, remind me, and I'll go pull it off the drying station, and I'll show it to y'all. Oh, wait, no, I already delivered it. That's right. I gave it to you at church Sunday. I can't show it to y'all. Okay, go to her Facebook page. Marilena posted a picture of it. It turned out so pretty. I love it. That's so funny. I delivered a bunch of my pieces at church this past Sunday. So we're gonna use all this paint that we can. I'm gonna leave just a little bit in my cups because you never know when you need it at the end to touch up a corner. These corners are going to be hard to cover because it's not one solid shape. It's, you know, got grooves and curves and all that kind of good stuff. So it is a little bit harder to get the paint to go into the shape of Texas like you can just a square or a round. So I like to leave a little bit of extra paint in my cups just so that I can have that, you know, to add to my piece if I need to. I already have it, silly. I know, I forgot. Your piece was amazing. I did not want to bring it to you at church on Sunday. I was like, I want to keep this one. Kind of like Big Tex when I made that for Diana. Man, when I was done, it was hard to let that one go, but it went to a wonderful person. And so I'm glad it now hangs in her office. She sells insurance and it hangs in her office at work. So all right, I'm almost to the end. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason for painting this board. The turquoise color, it just happened to I had already painted it. It's one that I had sitting on the shelf and I thought, well, that one's already prepped, so I'm going to use it. But if for some reason the turquoise happens to show through and all the edges aren't covered in paint, which sometimes I like to leave some of my edges exposed. I don't like paint covering the whole entire thing. It just depends on the mood I'm in, the pouring mood I'm in. And but if the turquoise shows, it's okay and it's fine because that's the color that I really want to peekaboo. All right, this is the hardest part to sit through, is watching me make the dirty cup. I wish you could be here in my workshop. If you didn't hear me announce it earlier, I offer classes here at my workshop. They're $35 for a class. I have all the supplies that you need, and it usually takes about 2 hours. Or I'm trying to get some dirty pour parties on my calendar. So if you live in the Arlington, Mansfield, Fort Worth area and you are interested in inviting some friends over, if you invite at least 6 friends and they all show up, you can invite more. I can do up to 10. But if you have at least 6 friends that come to your pouring party, you're pouring fee is free. So I would love to get the rest of March, April, and May filled up with some pouring parties. Okay, I think I'm at the stopping point. Now I'm going to add my turquoise in, give it a quick swirl. So if you're interested in either a private class or a pouring party, please private message me or comment in the comments below on Facebook that you're interested, and then I'll reply to you. Minerva is showing you her nail polish. She thinks you're talking directly to her. Oh, Minerva, that nail polish was gorgeous. That was so pretty, honey. And Heather says, how do you prep a board? Is there a particular type of wood or surface to use? Heather, that's a great question. I pour on wood, like real wood. This happens to be MDF board. You can buy these shapes at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Michael's, probably even Joann Fabrics. I've poured on album records, you know, the albums. I've poured on glass. I've poured on tile, ceramic tile. I've poured on foam pumpkins. I've even poured on glitter tumblers. So you can pour on just about anything. As far as prepping, if you're using wood, I recommend coating it with just a flat paint. You don't want to use, or I don't like to use the glossy finish paint. It has reacted before with the Floetrol, and it left a lot of little streaky particles. I can't even describe it, but it was a really bad experience. And so I use flat paint now. If you're using canvas, which you can dirty pour on canvas too, and the only thing I would do for canvas is I would either use the gesso that you can purchase at all the craft supply stores, but I don't do that. I just buy flat paint from Home Depot or Lowe's, and I prep my canvas with flat paint that makes the canvas more taut. So that way, when you're pouring all this paint on there, it's not going to all kind of sink to the center of the canvas and sag it. It makes it more taut. You want that to be completely dry before you pour on that canvas though. So, okay, my turquoise. Let me put that in there. And I'm going up high first. And then I'm going to go on the surface. Okay, let's see what that does. I'm so nervous, y'all, because I want it to turn out so pretty. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put some gloves on. And don't leave yet. We're fixing to flip the cup. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm caught up with all the questions. There's a little bit of delay, so if you comment, I don't answer right away. That's why there's a delay. Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm going to add some more of this turquoise. And I'm going to try to leave some in the cup too, because I might need all of these colors. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready? Can I have a drum roll, please? I can't roll my R's. Kaylee, I bet you're doing it right now if you're still watching. I can't even do it. My daughter laughs at me every time I try. Okay, so here we go. Make sure you wear gloves. I'd hate to find out that your skin reacted with either the paints, the Floetrol, or even the silicone. So always use protection. Yeah, read all your labels. Make sure you use all the safety precautions. Just because I don't doesn't mean you shouldn't. So anyways, this is the best part. I know. Okay, I'll quit talking. Here we go. Okay, you find your center. You put it on the center. Oh, wait. First of all, can y'all see where the Texas was? Do I need to scoot it over more? I don't want you to not be able to see this. So YouTube has a good view. And it looks like Facebook does too. Someone give me the thumbs up on Facebook if you can see it okay before I flip this. Give me hearts, give me thumbs up, comment. Just let me know if you have a good view. If you're giving me anything, I can't see it. It looks like y'all can see it. Okay. I think I'm in good view. Okay, here we go. I'm going to flip it. So you flip. And then you set it back down. All right, and in a minute, I am going to lift the cup, and it's just going to go everywhere. It looks good from here. Okay, thanks, Marilena. All right, here we go. I like to give it just a few seconds just for gravity to do its thing, pull the paints down. So here we go, y'all. Can adjust you a little bit there. Okay. 1, 2. Well, the copper is very muted. I am getting cells. And I'm just tapping the paint on the edges because those are the hardest ones to get paint. All right, I'm going to start picking this up now and moving this paint around. So I need it to go up there in the panhandle. Yep, you're going to lose some paint, but it's okay. The turquoise is coming through like I really wanted it to. You just kind of move it around. You got to be patient. You don't want to move it too fast because you'll lose all your paint, and you don't necessarily want to lose all the paint because it's got to go way over here by El Paso. I need El Paso to get some paint. So I'm going to show you how to get the paint over to El Paso. I'll turn it around so y'all can see it, but give me just a minute. Let me get this coverage where I need it. Okay, there. Oh, yeah. I want this turquoise to move more center. So I'm going to let gravity do its thing. The gold is popping through. Okay, so what I'm going to do, remember I told you that sometimes you need to use the little bits of extra paint that's left in the cup. Marilena, hello, put the paint over El Paso. I am. It is always funny seeing things backwards when you are used to seeing them the correct way. I know. I am. I'm fixing to add the paint to El Paso. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another quick flip cup. I'm just going to pour some paint in here. I don't want to stretch the paint any more than it is. So I just make another quick flip cup. And when I did big text for Diana, I used, I think it was 7 cups. It was a big Texas shape. And I think I used 7 cups, and I want to say, or 5 cups, 7 colors. Okay, so then what you can do is you can actually just pour it on here. You're going to get a different effect, but it's El Paso. It needs to look different than all the rest of this. So I'm just going to pour it. And then because that has a cool, let me get my heat gun out. I'm going to move this around. Okay, so you saw me drizzle that line in there. I just wanted to break up that copper and the gold, but you can tilt it and that line will distort some. So I want some of this design in El Paso to come on over to Central Texas. So I'm going to stretch it just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want it to look stretched. So you just kind of play with it. The other thing I'm looking for is I was looking for my straws, and I know they're in this room, but they're not where I can easily grab them. So I'm going to get a, what do you call it? A skewer. And you can just kind of play. I wish this was kind of over this circle right here. I wish it was kind of over to the right a little bit, because that's almost perfect to where Dallas, Arlington, but I don't want to stretch out my design. So you can play with the cells. Ooh, there's a booger. And if you see a cell, you can stretch it out. I'm going to take some more heat to it. I'm just kind of giving it, you know, a little bit of character and just kind of playing with the, what do you call it? The cells. I'm going to take some more heat to it. And sometimes heat will make those cells pop out too. So here we go. Hold your ears. Okay. Y'all, this looks really pretty. It's cool. I love it. I can't wait for it to dry and to put the epoxy on it. Diane says that turned out really pretty. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll wait for it to dry probably today and tomorrow. And then I'll epoxy over it and I'll show you what it looks like. Now, when I was applying the heat, the cool thing that I noticed with the copper color is as I was applying the heat, the copper started like separating, but it looks like cracks, and which makes it like even more realistic to like if you're up in a plane really high and you're looking down low and you see ridges of maybe mountains or whatever. It looks really, really cool. So let me, this little piece right here, I'm going to try to fill in this little divot because it looks like the silicone is wanting to like separate. Same thing with this right here. And I wish I could somehow get a little heart on here with the paint, but I'm not going to try because I don't want to ruin it. It looks super cool. I can't wait for it to dry. After it dries and you get the epoxy on there, the epoxy, they bring the colors to life. And it's hard to describe unless you actually are here in person to see it. Or if you follow me on Facebook, I usually will post pictures of the completed piece. But for example, just to give y'all an example. Okay, this is one of the ones that Fur and her husband did on the couples pour that we did in February. Excuse me. And it's very muted. You can see the glitter. Okay, that's cute. But the colors are very muted. So just imagine that. I'm going to get paint on my blouse. Looking like this when it gets done. There's gold in there that's metallic. It just kind of makes it pop. It comes to life. You know, when you put the epoxy on there, it makes a huge difference. So I'm excited for this to dry. I love that over here there's a lot of copper and looks like ridges. Right here there's a lot of cells that the gold formed. And there, fill in that little hole. It turned out really pretty. I like it. I'm happy with it. So I can't wait to show y'all the finished product. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Let me try to adjust this. That is very cool. Do you use regular acrylic paint? Yes, Heather. I was using Deco Art paint that you buy, you know, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I don't know if you're from Texas or out of state. AC Moore, Joann Fabrics, all those places. And then this was a color shift paint by Folk Art as well. And so yes, you can use acrylic paints. As far as the ratio goes, for this size, which is probably 14 inches across. For this size Texas, I was using these little cups, which are 3 ounces. And I did have a lot of overpour underneath, but the cool thing about that is when it dries, I can use it for jewelry so it doesn't go to waste. But the 3 ounce cups, I filled it like 3/4 of the way to the top. And then as far as the paint goes, I say about a $50 size coin squeeze into each cup. And then of course I use the 3-in-1 silicone oil. And don't forget the Floetrol. The Floetrol is the main ingredient. You can pick this up at Lowe's or Lowe's and Home Depot. I've even picked it up at Ace Hardware before when I was in a crunch and I couldn't get to Hobby Lobby or Lowe's. So any other questions? Those are good questions, Heather. Thanks for asking. Norma, thank you. Now, if I was doing, let's just say Norma is from Florida. If I was doing a Florida shape, I would have probably used more blues and greens and white and even like a brown, you know, to represent the ocean because there's ocean on both sides. So yeah, that would have been pretty to do a Florida shape. And I can do Florida shape. Walmart sells, each Walmart in every city sells, most of them anyway, sell the shape of the state that Walmart is located in. Like I can go to my Walmart in Texas and buy Texas shape. Norma can go to her Walmart in Florida and buy Florida shape, so on and so forth. And all I would have to do is just order it online and have it shipped to me. So I'm excited for this to dry, y'all, and to show you what it looks like already epoxied. It's a lot of fun. Again, if you're interested in a private class or the pouring parties, comment below and let me know. And if you're watching on Facebook, and if you're watching on YouTube and you're local to me and you're interested in that, just put it in the comments and let me know, and I'll reply back to you. What was the white base that you started with? Okay, so we started out with the Floetrol. Like all the other paints, I filled it 3/4 of the way. And then lately, I have so enjoyed using as my white base this metallic white paint by Anita's. It's Anita's brand, and it's a metallic white. And I lately have just been using the mess out of it just because it gives that extra metallic shine after you epoxy it. So El Paso turned out really good. I like the way that it turned out. In a minute, I'll try to get the camera down from where it's sitting for Facebook, and I'll try to do a close-up so y'all can see it. But I also will take pictures after I end the video, and I'll post them on the Facebook group. I wish I could do it for YouTube, but you can't really do it with YouTube. So the only other thing that I would do is get my finger and just run it underneath the edges. The reason you want to do that is because if it's dripping, it's going to pull the paint off the surface. And we don't want to do that. And you don't have to use your finger if you don't want to. If you would rather just get a popsicle stick, but with a finger, you can kind of feel where the paint's hanging out. So you just get all the drips off. And again, it's a matter of preference. It depends on the mood I'm in, really. Some people like the edges totally covered in paint. I like it to look more organic. Every now and then you'll find me coloring the edges with the paint below, but I just like it to look organic. That's just my style. I've never had anybody say, oh, I don't like that. So I just like to leave it organic as much as I possibly can. Oops. There is one little teeny tiny piece that didn't get covered right here. So I'm just going to tap it with my finger to cover up that turquoise. But other than that, so this will dry. It's probably going to dry. I like to let them dry for a week, actually, because the paint doesn't need to only dry. It also needs to cure. And before I feel comfortable putting the epoxy on it. So I'm probably going to let it dry for a good 5 to 7 days before I will even attempt to put the epoxy on it. But I promise that when it's time for epoxy, I'll go live and do it. So y'all can, you know, kind of see the start to finish. And then I'll eventually post it. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. I'll eventually post it for sale on the Facebook group. So does anybody else have any other questions? I love the questions, Heather. Those are really good questions. Heather, where are you watching from? I'm just curious. Are you in Texas? I have a feeling, I don't know why, you're up north somewhere. I could be wrong. I don't know. So if anyone has any questions, just drop them in the comments. Tennessee. Okay. I didn't think it was from Texas, from Tennessee. That's cool. I love Tennessee. I haven't been there in a while, but when I did go and visit, it was a fun time and it was beautiful where I was. Okay, I was gonna say, Heather, come over. Let's pour together. That would be a bit of a trip, but hey, if you're up for it. Okay, so I have, who wants to watch me pour the same colors on a tile? I can have like a matching coaster. Anybody interested in that? I'm going to grab one really quick. Okay, as far as my coasters go, I don't really do a lot of prepping there. I'm going to have to move the camera just a little bit. I don't do a lot of prepping. I never really have. What I am going to do, though, is wipe it because it has fuzzies on it, and then I'm going to take my heat gun to it to dry the wet from the wipey. And then I'm going to get some wax paper and put it down right here. I'll try to adjust my YouTube camera because I noticed that this right here is out of view a little bit. So let me set this up. If y'all are interested in watching this, I'll stay live for a few more minutes and do a quick dirty pour on the coaster. Oh, got some paint on there. Okay. I put that on my mason jar riser. And I'm going to finish making my dirty cup. I'm just going to pour all the rest of the colors in one color at a time until there's no more. So let me do that really quick. And then I will do a flip cup. I'll do the same thing. My brother did a pour with me online when he came to visit during the fall, and he used all metallic colors. And ever since he did that pour, I've just really have been leaning toward metallic colors a lot lately. And the pours that I've done with the metallic colors have just come out so amazing. Actually, I think I can get a couple coasters out of this. I might not be able to do a flip cup because it'd be kind of nice to get a couple coasters. So I'm going to do a different technique. I'm actually going to just do, I'm going to pour the paint on the coasters. So let me grab another coaster. That way I'll have matching coasters to go with Texas. The same color anyway. And I need a Texas shape, so let me grab that. And I'll try to get a magnet or two out of this pour too. So these are my MDF board little Texas shapes. I've done this before, but you just have to make sure you stamp on the right side. So to y'all, it's going to look backwards, but it's not, I promise. So I need to make room for these. I don't know that you'll get to see all of this because it's hard to get the camera view this whole table. But you'll at least get to see this. Okay. YouTube, I'm going to try to adjust you. There you go. So you can see that. You just can't see my face. And Facebook. There we go. Hey, Regina. All right. So I've got the Texas done. I'm not going to be able to do a flip cup just because I want to do more than one. And if I was going to do a flip cup, I would have had to make 2 different flip cups. So I'm just going to pour this. I'm going to do a puddle pour on one so you can see how that looks. And then I'm going to just drizzle on the other. Okay, so here we go. This is the puddle. My table is not level. Another puddle, baby puddle. The rest of it I'm pouring out onto the parchment paper because I'm going to stamp my little Texas shapes into it. And I'll turn the camera so y'all can see that. On YouTube, you have a view of it, but Facebook, it doesn't look like you do. Okay, so this one I'm going to pick up. Let me take some heat to it. This will just pop any air bubbles that might still be in the paint. And you just tilt it. But I need to prop this one up. It's a little uneven. Okay, this one I'm going to pick up and I'm going to tilt it. Just tilt it until you cover the whole surface, but you have to keep in mind that your design is stretching and you're going to lose some paint. When it comes to the edges, you can tap it to close off the edges. I get so quiet during this part. Okay, so there, that's the first one. I'm going to take this popsicle stick out. It was acting uneven, but okay. And then the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tilt it. It's getting some cells, of course, because of the silicone oil that I put in there. And again, I'm just tilting it until I get full coverage. But I'm keeping in mind the design. If there's a design that you really look, or it looks like it's stretching too much, you kind of have to lay low on your tilt. You don't want to hard tilt it. And you have to have patience. So I'm just letting paint come down to this corner. I can tap the edges to help the paint move. All right, so something that I'm noticing is that the silicone is pitting. So you can just tap it with your finger or pick up paint from the bottom with your popsicle stick or your finger and just add it to the areas that are pitting. So this set is going to have the big text, the coasters, and 2 magnets if I can get 2 magnets stamped. And they'll have epoxy on them, of course. All right, let me wipe my hands so I can do the magnets. Oh, that looks so pretty. I can't wait till it dries to epoxy it. All right, so the magnets, I think that YouTube has a good view. Facebook. Oh, I'm going to move you. I'm going to move the comments out of the way for a minute. Okay, so I need you to be able to see this right here. Oh, move this. Okay, so this right here, that's what y'all need to see on Facebook. Okay, so what I do with my magnets is I get the piece. Oh, let me send a message to my husband. That same one, you know, where I can't answer the phone right now. I have glitter all over me. So I get the MDF cut out. Make sure you're going to tap it into the right side because I've done it backwards before. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to resume the video. No, it doesn't want to resume. Hold on. If you're still hearing me on Facebook, hold on. There. I'm sorry. Anytime I get a call, it interrupts. Okay, so you get the side that you want to stamp into the paint, which is this side. It looks backwards to y'all, but it's not, I promise. And then you just tap it into the paint and lift it up. And look at that gorgeousness. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that's going to be one magnet. And I'm just going to set it down flat. No! What happened? Oh, no. Okay, I think my Facebook video. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to get the next one really quick before it cuts out again. And I'm just going to tap it into the paint. And then lift it back up. And there you go. And I'm going to set that one aside. Okay. All right, y'all. So my video keeps getting interrupted. I'm not sure why, but I lost y'all there for a couple seconds. So anyways, does anyone have any questions? YouTube, let me get you back where you can see me. Anyone have any questions about any of this? It's really looking pretty. I cannot wait for it to dry so that I can epoxy it. And I'll go live when I do it. I'm excited. I want like a week to hurry up and go by so I can epoxy it and share it with y'all. I can't see who else is watching. Okay, if no one has any questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I'll do some pictures on the Facebook group so that y'all can see it up close. But yeah, there it is. That's my Texas. It's poured all in metallic colors. And it turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited to get it epoxied. I know I keep saying that, but I can't wait. I can't wait to epoxy it. So, okay, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Oh, Linda, if you're just joining, you'll have to watch on the playback. I just dirty poured on a Texas shape, and I was also able to dirty pour on 2 coasters, and I've got 2 magnets. And so, yeah, if y'all want to see the still shots, then I'll be posting those in the next few minutes. So thank you so much for watching. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you so much for watching me. If you haven't already, go check out my YouTube channel. If you're watching from Facebook, go check out my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll get notifications when I'm going to go live on YouTube. And I'm trying to grow my presence on the YouTube channel, so that will help me out a lot. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Hit the thumbs up. But the YouTube channel is Southern Makes, all one word, all things crafty. So Southern Makes, all things crafty. And I would love for y'all to come watch me on YouTube as well, or you can always watch it on the playback. I'm filming live on both Facebook and YouTube. So, all right, if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. I had fun tonight. Heather, thank you for asking those questions. Those are great questions. I hope that I will inspire some of y'all to go out and buy some of your supplies. If you're not sure what to purchase the first time, please comment below and let me know. Hey, I need help. What do I get the first time to try it? I will be happy to give you a list and tell you where you can buy it. I'm just hoping to inspire other people to get out there and get creative. If you'd like to take a class, comment below. Let me know that you're interested in a private class, or I do pouring parties. If you can get 6 friends or more to your house for the pouring party, then your class fee is free. And I bring all the supplies needed for everybody to do their own pour. So I used to teach at Hobby Lobby until I moved to Fort Worth. Then I had to give that up in Mansfield, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I want to keep on teaching. I just can't do it at Hobby Lobby right now in Mansfield. So anyways, let me know. All right, y'all, thanks for watching, Facebookers. I'll see you next time on Southern Makes Live. Bye. And if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you so much. If you'd like to check out my Facebook group, it is called Southern Makes VIP Group, all things crafty. If you're interested in joining the group, you can always hit to join the group. And that's where I post most everything that I make and do. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time on Southern Makes Live. Bye, everyone.